Right, welcome back. And to continue on with our discussion, we have with us over the phone His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon to you, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Fine, thank you so much. And we're speaking here about this upcoming summit. And this upcoming summit has certain importance. Since we're speaking about very difficult times the whole world is passing by, we're speaking about challenges that are facing the Arab world, we're speaking about lots and lots of development in each country. Your Excellency, how important is it for this Arab summit to consolidate the Arab common work?
It is very important. It is very important because this is a meeting on the level of the highest authority of the League of the Arab States. And I always say that it is a sort of success based on three dimensions. If the summit is convened in its timing, all the timing, and I hope that they can meet twice every year. They meet once every year. I hope that this can be twice a year. We need that. Second, if they agree on the agenda, and I think they agree on the agenda, this is the second sign of success. Third, if they agree about how we can tackle all this problem and solve it. And this is what we are waiting for. Another point which assure us how it's important, because half of the Arab world, almost half of the Arab world is not in good health. What is happening in Syria, what's happening in Libya, in Lebanon, Sudan is not in good health. So Sudan is divided, separated itself from Egypt. Now Sudan is divided in two countries, and each one is threatened by another division between tribes and parties. Yemen is another headache to the Arab world, name it. So very important that the Arab leaders convene and tell us and they agree upon how they are going to tackle these problems. And I am a little bit optimistic because what happened in the meeting in Jeddah between the 6 Gulf states and Egypt, Iraq, and Jordan with the President of the United States gave us a lesson how the Arab world, whenever they are coordinating between themselves, then we got good results for the meeting.
When we
the president of the superpower of the world came to us with a proposal of establishing a NATO between Arab countries against Iran, and Egypt immediately refused this. So and the whole meeting refused this. So the coordination between Arabs give the president of the United States a good sign to change his attitude and to talk immediately about the two-state solution in Palestine. So it is highly important whenever our leaders are meeting, because this is the result generally, because the harmony between the Arabs and the Arabs is much more obvious than what you see in Europe. Europe is more than 30 countries and they talk 21 languages. We talk this one language. So the elements which combine us and make the unity of the Arab world is much more than anywhere else in the whole world.
Indeed. Your Excellency, here when we speak about this Arab summit...
I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
Okay, I'll raise my voice.
Please.
So, when we are speaking about the Arab summit this year, we are speaking about a summit that is held at a very critical time facing the whole world. We're speaking about a war that has reflected and had its repercussions over almost all the world. Part of this world is the Arab world. So, from your point of view, what exactly would be the agenda of the talks, or what would be the files that are topping the agenda of the talks? How far would be the economic part as important and equal to the political one as well?
Very important question, and I can imagine easily that we have three levels of concern. The international level, and we are faced by the problem of the corona disease, which affected all our economies. 70% of the airway traffic was affected. Half of the tourism is already diminished, and we have to face this. Another dimension is the war in Ukraine. It affects the policies of energy, oil and gas and electricity. And here we can add positive elements, that because we are producers of all of these power resources. So we have to get a sort of coordination between the Arab position concerning those international problems. What is happening in the United Nations is of our concern, and to coordinate our position to all what is the United Nations is discussing is very important. On the regional level, we have many issues. Our relations with the regional groups like European Union, and we have relatively good relations with Europe, and we use this in order to support many of our cases. Our relations with Asia and the group of Asia, our very good relations with Africa and the African Union. Mind you that half of the Arab world is African. Also our relation with the group of the Latin America countries, and it is a group which is exchanging support with the Arab world. The group of 77, which combine of 139 countries, is a good support to all our causes. This is the level of the regional dimension. Then we have the bilateral one, the relation among the Arab world, because we have some positive elements, and we have to encourage making it more positive. We have a large free trade area where 18 countries of the Arab world are members. Now we dismantle the custom duties between those 17 countries. We have an agreement to encourage and protect investment in the Arab world, and nobody knows that we have a court for the investment cases at the League of the Arab States with judges from Egypt, Tunis, and other countries. This is very important. Now we want to talk about what we call the fourth freedom, which is the freedom of movement. I cannot go anywhere in the Arab world without a visa and the complications of the transport and so on. We need an Arab to feel that he can take his car from Damascus or from Baghdad up till Casablanca without seeing a border. Once the Prime Minister of Spain told us that if you take your car from Madrid in the far west of Europe up till Bucharest in the far east of Europe, you will not meet a soldier. And I did that myself, by the way, when I was in Germany. We used in the weekend to go without any plan here and there. And once we drive our car up till a German city, we went to a restaurant, have our meal, and then we started to pay the invoice. We discovered that we are, although we were talking German in a German city, but we were in France. No border there. This is what we're aiming for the Arab world, because it pays from the economic point of view. So things like that we want to discuss in meetings like that. Of course, they will encourage our authorities, the concerned authorities, to discuss all these matters for the favor, or economy for the favor of the Arab citizens in all the Arab world.
Indeed. Indeed, Your Excellency, and we don't need that just on the economic side, but also on the political one. Your Excellency, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, we thank you so much for being with us over the phone. As we're saying here that, yes, we need in Arab to go from the very east to the very west, from the very north to the very south, with no fears, with no obstacles, but that needs Arab united vision towards all its problems. And I guess that what we will be awaiting on will be, of course, updating you and then with the results and the meetings of this Arab summit, which is very much anticipated. So will be remains to be seen what will come out. And I guess that takes us to the end of this episode of our program Arab Affairs. Next Saturday would be an important Arab file. Until then, it's goodbye.